Hi, I'm Kim Billington. Last year I wrote a book which went on to become an Amazon #1 bestseller. It was for people that work with children, child counsellors, teachers and even parents. It was illustrated by Tamar Dolev, and I've written a new book. It's going to be printed in a matter of weeks and it's called Counselling Conversations. I have a lovely local Melbourne artist, Chris Monroe, who has illustrated this book. This book's quite different because it's me interviewing a series of colleagues and people I've known over the years who work with adult clients. And I'm going to just talk a little bit today about the second chapter in the book, which is my interview with JackieTarabay. She's a specialist bereavement counsellor and a clinical supervisor at the Australian Centre for Grief and Bereavement. And look, when I was talking with Jackie, obviously everyone's in lockdown here at the moment, and she lives in a neighbouring suburb, so I would hear a plane go over her house, and then 10 seconds later it would be going over my house, and we were just very close, but we couldn't sit down together, so all the interviews were done on Zoom. I'm just going to read a couple of little things from our interview. Jackie was talking about when someone comes to a session with a lot of guilt. So guilt's a very common experience people have after there's been a grief and they're in bereavement. And she said one of the things she asks them to do sometimes is to write a letter to their guilt. And she says, I want you to free associate, I don't want you to look at the grammar, I just want you to write a letter to the guilt. And of course that's quite a narrative therapy approach, isn't it, to externalise a problem. And one of the other things she mentioned was, she says, I also have many clients who are experiencing an existential crisis, a lack of connection and meaning in their life. This makes a lot of sense to me because often when we have suffered a significant loss, our assumptive world is shattered. Our assumptions or beliefs create a sense of predictability and safety in the world, and when this is destroyed, we can become unhinged. And Jackie shares a very deep and personal story about a loss, and she's very open, as most of the counsellors are, talking about when they've hit rock bottom in their career and personal life, and maybe these things often move us in the direction of becoming a counsellor. One of the things she went on to say in the interview is she would encourage people to understand and discover what the power of presence can do in session. She says, learn to bring your whole self into the room. It's about forming a deep human connection. I hope you've enjoyed listening to this little excerpt from my interview with JackieTarabay. Thank you.